Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015, whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the U in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to catch us every Friday at 7 p.m. on the Friday Fix. And 1 p.m. every Sunday at our Sunday Town Hall, both Pacific times. So it looks like self-defense is self-defense unless it applies to the blacks.
I mean, it's a tough thing to say, especially when you're looking at the case that we're about to bring up. I mean, anywhere else, stand your ground. Self-defense, they would have been real quick to hand that over. I saw them hand it over to people who there's no self-defense at all. The guys down in, was that Georgia, with the jogger who was running through, and they tried to say they thought he was robbing something from a construction site.
Well, they tried to do a citizen's arrest, and he's like, "Who are y'all?" He ran up to the site. They showed the video. He looks at the house and then just keeps jogging. And he's in some shorts. He ain't steal nothing. But the thing is, those people killed him, and the prosecutor was like, "Don't worry about it. I know you guys. You're fine." So it took uproar. And then you think Kyle Rittenhouse, his mama drove him across states with a gun he wasn't supposed to have, no way.
Trayvon Martin, keep going. We already know.
Trayvon Martin, who else just got one? Homeboy that was on the subway.
Come on,
because the black dude was screaming. And he choked him out.
But let's jump into this case right here.
Lawyer of teen charged with murder and track meet stabbing releases first statement. The family of 17-year-old student charged with murder and the fatal stabbing of another student at a high school track meet last week is sincerely saddened over the death. The teen's attorney said in their first public statement since the incident, while calling for the public to refrain from rushing to judgment. The incident occurred on April 2nd at a Frisco Independent School District stadium in Frisco, Texas, during a track and field championship involving multiple schools in the district. Austin Metcalf, 17, an 11th grader at Frisco Memorial High School, died after police said another student stabbed him during an altercation in the bleachers at the meet. The suspect in the deadly stabbing, Karmelo Anthony, a student at Frisco Centennial High School, has been charged with first-degree murder. His family has retained Dallas-Fort Worth area defense attorney Billy Clark of the Clark Law Firm and Kim Cole of K. Cole Law in the case, according to a joint press release from their firms. Karmelo and the entire Anthony family are sincerely saddened that a life was lost and offer their condolences to the family of the Austin Metcalf, the attorney said in a statement on Monday. During these difficult times, we urge the public to refrain from rushing to judgment before all the facts and evidence are presented. They continue, Karmelo, like all citizens of the United States, is entitled to a fair and impartial legal process. We are committed to ensuring that Karmelo's rights are indeed protected throughout each phase of this criminal justice system. Anthony is being held in Collin County Jail on $1 million bond. The attorney said they plan to work with the Collin County District Attorney's Office to seek a reduced bond and a better determination of the filed charges. This will certainly be a long road ahead, and during these challenges times, we ask for prayers for both families, and we ask for your patience and respect for the legal process as we seek the truth, the attorney said. Now, from what, they have the police report up here, and basically what happened is the Metcalf guy, mm-hmm. They were at a tent, he told Karmelo, "Hey, get out of our tent." And then he went and grabbed him. Or he's like, "Hey, grab me and see what happens." And so Karmelo put his hand in the back, like, "Grab me, see what happens." And the guy grabs him. Then he comes away, walks away, comes back and grabs him again. So Karmelo, he stabbed him, which is self-defense. And so it says here under Texas Penal Code, Chapter 9, mm-hmm. Karmelo Anthony was 100% legally justified in using self-defense. Austin Metcalf allegedly approached Karmelo Anthony in an aggressive manner, so Anthony could reasonably believe he was in immediate danger of bodily injury. Texas Penal Code 9.31 allows force when someone reasonably believes it's necessary to protect against unlawful force. Reasonable fears of deadly force. If Metcalf displayed a weapon, a bat, a knife, or even a fist in a way suggesting lethal intent, Anthony could argue he reasonably believed deadly force was imminent. Under 9.32, deadly force is justified if he believed he was immediately necessarily to protect himself from Metcalf's use or attempted use of deadly force. Now, what a lot of people don't know, when you get caught with assault and battery, mm-hmm. Battery is when you punch the person. Assault is when you start walking towards them.
Okay, I mean, the biggest thing, too, is that when you're saying that, he grabbed him twice. He walked away after you grabbed me the first time. I already told you, grab me and see what happens. You grab me, I'll let you slide with that.
Yeah.
I walk away and you come and you grab me again. Now, all of a sudden, hey, there's no way for me to leave. I'm sure your brother at the same time, I can see both of you two probably at the same time. Who knows? People in the tent was probably all your friends. So at the end of the day, your aggression is what got you stabbed. It's hard. It's messed up to say. You know what I mean? This is what happens. They're young kids. You would hope that this wouldn't escalate to this level right here. I wonder how big the kids were in comparison. I wonder what the totality of the situation was. Were the other kids kind of, hawking around him as well too? You're by yourself. I mean, what are you going to do?
And so allegedly they said that, Metcalf or the twin boys, allegedly kids in the school said, they've been bullies. They'd been picked on people. Some said they took the dude's phone, threw it on the ground and smashed it. The police came up to him and they said, hey, he was like, hey, yeah, I stabbed him. You know what I'm saying? I feared for my safety. You know what I'm saying? And so self-defense has to go both ways.
I wonder how many times he stabbed him.
Just once.
Where'd he get him at? In the neck or something?
Right in the chest.
That's just sad, man. It's messed up that it had to get to this level. You know what I mean? But we just referred to several cases where this is law. This is Texas at the same time too. People who live in Texas understand Texas. Texas don't play when it comes to their law enforcement. They don't play when it comes to their, protecting themselves from immigrants. They love to say. Remember, they said if a person walks across your property, they want to be able to kill them for walking across your property, not even doing anything, approaching your property, not even approaching you aggressively. I should be able to shoot you and kill you for that. So this young man doesn't have the right, if someone attacks him, which is attacking you, is grabbing you, even put your hands on you whatsoever. You know what I mean? That's attacking. That's aggression. Yeah. So he doesn't have the right to defend himself or reasonably think that this could go bad. If they get me on the ground, what could happen to me? Yeah. There's been teens that what about the kid who got rolled up in the wrestling mat? No one knows what happened to him. His organs were cut out of his body. There was a black kid who got rolled up.
Well, actually, they came out and they said that the person that killed him, his father was law enforcement. And that's why it kind of went away. They kind of figured all that out. But then they took his organs too. It's been several.
There's been cases of this stuff happening. Got the young kids who killed the other black kid down at the water at the river. Yeah. Remember that? And the parents. I mean, it's happened so many times, and people are. It's just at the end of the day, when it's one of us, it happens for one of us. We look what they did for Zimmerman. This Zimmerman followed this kid, a kid underage, not even a grown man of 18. Followed him around until basically the kid got so scared that he had to hide and jump out. I'm like, what are you doing to me, man?
Because when Zimmerman did that, the kid was doing self-defense. And he was giving it to Zimmerman. Then Zimmerman shot him for that. You know what I'm saying? But he intentionally followed him. But they
were told not to. Yeah. You were told not to, but and they still let you off. I mean, this is something that, anyway, point of it is that this sounds like self-defense to me, even though these were two young kids. And that's just me having more empathy than what I really should, because in any other situation, they don't give two about us. They don't, at the end of the day. But with those two being young men, you don't want to see people have to die being so young. You just don't want to see it, no matter who it is. But that's the empathy of people like us. We normally have that for people, but most times people don't have that same thing for us. Not a lot of people, I should say.
Yeah. And so, we're going to keep track on this case because it's not going to be over. But, self-defense is self-defense. And in New America, it has to go both ways.
He's talking about really right here. Angry protesters from New York to Alaska assailed Trump and Musk in hands-off rallies. Crowds of people angry about the way President Donald Trump is running the country marched and rallied in scores of American cities Saturday in the biggest day of demonstrations yet by an opposition movement trying to regain its momentum after the shock of the Republicans' first weeks in office. So-called hands-off demonstrators were organized for more than 1,200 locations in all 50 states by more than 150 groups, including civil rights organizations, labor unions, LGBTQ plus advocates, veterans, and elections activists. The rallies appeared peaceful with no immediate reports of arrest. Thousands of protesters in cities dotting the nation from Midtown Manhattan to Anchorage, Alaska, including a multi-state capital, assailed Trump and billionaire Elon Musk's actions on government downsizing, the economy, immigration, and human rights. On the West Coast, in the shadow of Seattle's iconic Space Needle, protesters held signs with slogans like "Fight the Oligarchy." Protesters chanted as they took to the streets in Portland, Oregon, Los Angeles, where they marched from Pershing Square to City Hall. So this is what he's talking about. Basically, people have gone out all over the country. Hundreds of thousands of people, if not upwards of millions of people, were in the streets everywhere. I mean, some of the streets were like crazy. You see the ones in New York?
They should have kept going. I saw all the stuff. I'm like, what are you just marching around? You standing there? Look at all the people. You should keep doing it. Do it for a week. Do it for 2 weeks. Come out every day. Don't go to work, right? Don't go to work. Come out every day and just stand in the streets. You know what's going to happen? Then you're going to stop the economy and make it come to a halt. Then they're going to have to do what you tell them to do. But you come out on a cool little chill Saturday. Oh, it's going to be a great Saturday. We're going to go out on the weekend and we're going to protest. And then Sunday we're going to go to church. And then Monday we go right back to work. Nah, bro.
At the end of the day, man, you got to start somewhere when you're doing some type of protest like this. I agree with what they're doing. They're showing solidarity. They're showing that numbers can be put together to go against what's happening. It wasn't to stop the total economy. That wasn't meant for that. That was meant in solidarity. That was meant to show numbers. Sometimes you do things for the other people, because some people just wait until you're winning. Most people aren't going to even join in and praising you or being a part of what you're doing, no matter what you're doing.
What was the numbers?
That's how it goes.
What was it? Was it more than 77 million people?
It didn't have to be more than 77 million.
It does, because if it wasn't more than 77 million people, it don't matter.
It doesn't. I mean, if the streets you can clog the streets the way that they did. You can bring out people in those kind of numbers the way they did. Because who's to say those 77 million people are still happy with their vote?
Oh, it's whatever. You got to do it every day. You can't just, that's like I was talking to you before off camera. It's like the day when, hey, we're going to boycott oil and not get gas for one day and show them how much money they lose. I'm like, you still got to get gas the next day. You got to do it for longer.
I mean, that doesn't work, but it doesn't work like that. Companies look at things as a daily process. It doesn't, double spending won't happen the next day because of it. It'll just happen further down the line. People will just ration the gas and make sure they got enough to get through those days, because you're really hitting them. If a person doesn't make money one day, you can't double your money the next day in most places, because you don't have the capacity, especially if it's a busy area already.
I'm just saying, you don't have the capacity. These people, riots work. That's what y'all should have done. You should have kept going. You shouldn't have done it Saturday. You should have done it Sunday. Should have came out today. Should have came out tomorrow, the next day after that. And for 2 weeks straight, take to the streets. Don't go to work. Take your country back. But you don't want to do that. You want to march around, hold up signs, and have speeches and stuff. It ain't going to work. They just laughing at this man. While y'all doing it, what was he doing? He went golfing. While they had the four soldiers coming back from Lithuania in that parade, what was he doing? Golfing.
Hey, you know what happened when 9/11, when the buildings got crashed into at the same time? Where was Bush at? He was out there. He was reading.
He was out reading to an elementary school.
And I'm not mad about that either. It doesn't matter where they're at, because when it all falls down, you might be in the wrong place. He might have been in the wrong place rather than being at the helm of the ship, where he should have been writing the things that he got wrong.
Bro, they were posting that he made it to the second round of his own tournament. You don't care.
Good.
You ain't doing nothing to hurt him. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't say you got to physically hurt them, but you got to hurt these people's pockets. And until you hurt their pockets, all you're doing is marching around angry. And with that, folks, this is Uncommon Courtesy. We'll see you next time. Speaking of Trump administration opens more than 50% of protected U.S. forest land for logging. More than 50% of the United States formerly protected national forests are now on limits for logging industries. Following an executive order from President Donald Trump aimed to increase U.S. timber production, Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins has announced plans to remove environmental protection that will allow logging on millions of acres of national forest. In an April 3rd memo titled, Increase Timber Production and Designation in Emergency Situation in National Forest System Land, Rollins cites a goal to remove heavy-handed federal policies and increase domestic timber productions to protect our national and economic security. To comply with Trump's directive to increase U.S. timber production by 25%, the Forest Service Acting Associate Chief Christopher B. French sent an additional memo to regional National Forest System officials instructing immediate action. According to the Department of Agriculture, French's memo directs on-the-ground leadership to increase timber outputs, simply permitting, remove national environmental policy acts process, reduce implementation and contracting burdens, and to work directly with states, local governments, and forest product producers to ensure that the Forest Service delivers a reliable and consistent supply of timber. Now, off tops, they say the Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins claims that turning trees into timber will help prevent wildfires.
I mean, basically, I mean, it was that clearing you're saying, but clearing does not have the same thing as turning them into, I mean, it's just, we all know.
If we don't have any trees, we won't have any fires.
I mean, basically, he doesn't care about the environment. We all know this, man. I mean, they already know that most of the trees that are good for actually building things grow in Canada. We don't have a lot of them here in this country like that. We have some, don't get me wrong, but most of those grow in Canada. It's a lot easier for them to get them. That's why we've been importing them. We would cut them down ourselves if we had them here.
Yeah, no, we used to get it from Canada.
At all. So, I mean, it just, he knows this kind of a plan just doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, it's all going towards the plan. Hey, don't care about that water over there either. Go ahead and drill over there in that water, and we'll drill our way out of this oil crisis that we're in. this fake oil crisis. Not. They're not going to tell you that most of the oil that we produce in this country is not good for us to refine in this country because I think it's of a thicker grade. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. This is what they don't tell you. They don't tell you the truth. They just try to make it sound good to you.
Well, people don't want the truth. They just want to hear what they want to hear.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, you look at the states that are going to be affected by this most. I mean, you got states like Montana. You got states like the Dakotas, all the real like Washington State.
Yeah,
we have a lot of logging in Washington State as well. I mean, so these are things that I bet you logging companies love to hear. But at the same time, is it going to do great for our protections as far as like, our basically like the health of the air or things like that nature? You know what I mean? Is that good for us? I mean, it's just not a good idea, more or less. I mean, let's see where this goes, but I'm always against anything that hurts the environment because we've done enough. I feel like we've done enough already. Man.
Somebody was like, it's crazy how Captain Planet was fake, but all his enemies was real. And that's just what it is. It's all about money at the end of the day. Cause what he's doing, he's getting a piece of it. Think about it. Everyone is paying $5 million to come to America as an immigrant. They get a gold card with his face on it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about profit. Look, they even did the crypto thing. You saw that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, there's no more oversight. Like the rules are gone. Just like I told a friend of mine earlier, I'm like, and like I've been telling Wes and I've been telling you guys watching us, the old America that you grew up in and that is gone. You need to understand where we're going, how it's going to be, and adjust accordingly.
It's like when you really look at it too, the fact of the matter is that the world is getting hotter too because we are cutting down more of the trees, because we are pumping out so much, into the atmosphere. There's a problem. So I mean, they've shown in other places where these people have like actually like reforested, their areas and their temperature has gone down by like 2 degrees over the course of a year, which is a lot. People don't understand, like going up 2 degrees, like basically for the world will start to like unthaw major parts of the Arctic, huge polar ice caps, things of that nature. So this is an important thing for us that we're doing right now, is just taking more and more out of the environment, man, taking from the environment. It's just going to hurt us. I just don't see the value in it, but I understand where his goal is. His goal is to act like, oh, this is how we're going to combat needing this to build houses. We can just cut it down ourselves from ourselves, but it's really hurting us. But that's just part of the game. That's how this whole thing plays out.
Yeah. As long as he does it with a smile.
Yeah. Supreme Court blocks order requiring Trump administration to reinstate thousands of federal workers. The Supreme Court on Tuesday blocked an order for the Trump administration to return to work thousands of federal employees who were let go in mass firings aimed at dramatically downsizing the federal government. The Justice Act acted in the administration's emergency appeal of a ruling by a federal judge in California ordering that 16,000 probationary employees at 6 federal agencies be reinstated while a lawsuit plays out because their firings didn't follow federal law. The court's order involved a technical legal assessment of the right or standing of several nonprofit associations to sue over the firings. Justices Sonia Sotomayor and Kentanya Brown Jackson said that they would have kept the judge's order in place. It's the third time in less than a week that the justices have sided with the Republican administration in its fight against the federal judges whose orders have slowed President Donald Trump's agenda. The court also paused an order restoring grants for teacher training and lifted an order that froze deportations under an 18th century wartime law. But as with the earlier orders, the effect of Tuesday's order will be limited. Many employees at the agencies remain on paid administrative leave for now because of an order in a separate lawsuit over the firings. The second suit filed in Maryland involves employees at those same 6 agencies, plus roughly a dozen more. That order is more limited in that it applies only in the 19 states and the District of Columbia that sued the administration. The Justice Department is separately appealing the Maryland order. At least 24,000 probationary employees have been terminated since Trump took office, the lawsuit claims, though the government has not confirmed that number. The coalition of the organizations and labor unions that sued said it was disappointed with the court's order, but it said the battle is far from over.
You know what? I couldn't do that limbo stuff. Like, hey, you're fired. Well, you're back hired. Wait, yeah, you're fired again. Hey, hold on. It's Sunday. Come back to work.
If they're paying you, I'm gonna tell you this: some of them jobs they're paying them over $100,000+ a year. You're gonna do You know what I'm saying? You're not just walking away from that one and saying, I'll just find another 6-figure a year job with all these benefits the federal government gives me and all this time off and all this. You know what I mean? You're not just going to find that anywhere. So I think a lot of people are hoping that they can keep their job. And I think a lot of us should be hoping that they do as well, because our economy is already about to go. Hey, no, Larry Fink, I believe his name was. He basically said, he's the BlackRock, the CEO of BlackRock. He basically said, we're in a recession right now. He's like, many of the CEOs are saying that we're in a recession right now. We just don't know it. It just hasn't hit the numbers just haven't hit yet. Give it a couple months, they'll hit. I'm saying, so if we're there already and you start laying off a lot of people ahead of that recession, that's going to hurt the economy even further, because the number one people who can get us out of recession is the federal government. That's just what it is. That's what it's built for, to help, you know what I mean, with basically determine how the market, if the market's going wrong, there's ways, interest rates, things like that for it to work with. But right now, you're taking away all of our bullets right now. You're hurting us further and further, and you're telling people hey, there's a little pain, but you're not. You're trying to explain to them a lie, and it's hard for a person to want to believe the lie that you're telling them. You're going to get a manufacturing job that we all know is going to be automated in 5 to 10 years. So you're basically putting us through all this for what? To get us all fired, have us lose our jobs. Small businesses are going to be hurt with these different tariffs and these different orders from the Supreme Court. They're going to be hurt when they're closed their doors and it's all bad for them. Then what? Where are the people going to go work at?
Well, they're going to join the military.
That's
a lot of people are going to join the military because they'll have nowhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? To get fed. The old people are going to die because they'll have no money to eat. The poor people are going to die because they have no money to eat. And then, I mean, the rich people, that's just what it is. And until, you eat the rich or everyone just stops showing up to work, nothing's going to change. I mean, we're just watching. This is what people voted for. Now they want to be like, oh, no, I need my nose back. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is.
Absolutely. And it's not looking like it's getting any better. I mean, you got all these people following these orders, but the Supreme Court is going to do what we thought the Supreme Court's probably going to do. They're going to fight for it. They're going to make it look good. Oh, no, not all of us want to be involved in this, because there's 6 conservative justices. There's 3 more liberal justices. So at the end of the day, it could be 6-3 all day, but it's 5-4 in it. Who cares? We still won. Just make it look good. Make it look, it might have been a fight. Yeah. You know what I mean? But in reality, they're about to side with him on a lot of stuff. It's going down.
As they should. You know what I'm saying? You voted for your own destruction. And for me, like I said, hey.
More than once.
Yeah.
Even with Hillary, they did it then too.
Yeah, no, I saw it with Hillary, and I saw it with Kamala Harris too. I was like, look, we're right back in the Hillary thing. You want this, and people are like, oh, the lesser of two evils. I'm like, you fucking serious? Like the lesser of two? Okay, well, you seeing it now. You know what I'm saying? What's happening? They're erasing Black history. Segregation is back. The economy is crashing. Trump's golfing. They're not going to bring back, and there's tariffs everywhere where the products and prices are going to go up, and only the rich people can afford it. Hey, this is what you wanted. Cool.
Good job.
Yeah. And with that, folks, this is Uncommon Courtesy. We'll see you next time.